Hello, everyone. How are we? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to yet another post match reaction to, of course, Liverpool losing 3-2 to Fulham. And yeah, I think obviously, it could have been a lot more anger after the game. But of course, a couple of hours on, it's just one of disappointment, isn't it, really? I think, look, Liverpool obviously on such a good run, and obviously beating the Ever midweek. I think obviously the good feeling coming into this game, and of course, the result on the weekend as well. Also, Arsenal dropping points to Everton. I think everybody had that feeling of like, oh, this is the run in now. Of course, for us going for the Premier League title. And then we witnessed that performance, and it was a horrific pile of errors that did, of course, pile up, which caused Liverpool to lose the game, of course, against Fulham, of course. But of course, again, full credit does deserve to go to Fulham, of course, because again, they were very, very, very good, wasn't they? They were very decent for a big part of that game, and of course they took the chances, which of course Liverpool sometimes can't do, but still, look, it's just one of these ones where look, it is frustrating. Again, we've lost, and of course there's other emblems to it, but still, the fact that we've not really lost anything from it, it's kind of fortunate, really, for how good a position Liverpool are in. But also saying that, look, Liverpool have lost the 3 out of our last 4 games in all competitions, and that's not good. It's not good, and it's not great, of course. Anyway, but of course, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments as well. Let me know your reaction as well, because I know there'll be different thoughts and different opinions, of course, in the comment section down below anyway. But of course, like I said, let me know how old you are in the comments, because look, it's a very frustrating set of events, of course, that did lead to, well, all 3 of the goals, really, let's be honest. Anyway, but big up Cal as well. As like, Robertson is awful. He made 4 mistakes in the goal. One massive one, though, wasn't it? Really, it wasn't just one little error. It was a huge error, really, wasn't it? That did cost one of the goals for Liverpool. But even still, like, it's not only him. And look, we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about, of course, individual mistakes, because that's what did cost us tonight. It was individual mistakes, and it was, for all of the goals, really. And I think, look, like I said at the beginning of the show, Fulham deserved the win, and absolutely they did. But mistakes cost us today, and they did. Plain and simple. Individual mistakes cost us heavily. You could turn around and say, well, Connor Bradley's mistake. Connor Bradley's mistake wasn't Connor Bradley's mistake. It was Curtis Jones' mistake. The cost, of course, one of the goals. Virgil van Dijk for Munez's goal, which of course, it was a very good goal, to be fair. But you have to be a lot stronger in the situations. You have to be, less bodied, really. And Van Dijk was very weak in that position. And then the Andy Robertson mistake, that was just schoolboy, really. And realistically, look, there was no hiding around that. To be fair, but look, at the end of the day, you won't get any arguments, off of me. We 100% did deserve to lose. I thought first 15 minutes and last 15 minutes we were really good, and caused Fulham a lot of problems. But I think overall, for me, I would say that middle part of, like, from the first 15 to the last 15, Fulham were the better team. 100% they was. And I think Arne Slot's already spoke about that, where, again, Liverpool didn't really capitalize on the big chances we had. Like, look, Liverpool could have been 2-0 up within 15 minutes or even 10 minutes, really. To be fair, and we didn't take the opportunities there and then. And look, it was defensively diabolical today. And look, we'll learn from it, of course. Now, of course, we've got a full week to learn from it. But at this present moment in time, it is very frustrating. And of course, there's still 4 wins needed to win the Premier League title, of course, anyway. But like I said, pick up Cal. Ryan Sessegnon scored against us in 2025. I remember him in 2018, and he's only 24. Yeah, absolutely. I think the rolling back the years, Ryan Sessegnon, to be fair. I'll pick up, Ryan. Hello. Says, could be worse. Conmate still got a league title coming. again, could be Spurs. True, could be Everton as well. I know that. I know that's just a little bite for you anyway. Could also be us, bottom half, with nothing to play for. But to be fair, saying that mind, if the Ev were if the Ev got David Moyes in from the start of the season, then who knows what could have happened? Because now, I was going to say, Everton have got the biggest unbeaten run in the league now, but of course, obviously, you lost to us, so it could be worse for sure. But James says, do you think this is the start of us crumbling and holding and handling them the title? No, I don't. Personally, look, Liverpool have lost 2 league games all season. And I've already seen the Arsenal reactions to it, and then obviously you got the idiots on social media already going like, "Oh, if it wasn't for David Coote and wasn't for the referees and this, that, and the other, like we would be top." No, you wouldn't. Like you genuinely wouldn't. Like looking back to last season, like Liverpool at this stage of the season are 6 points better off than what Manchester City was last season. And Man City went on to win the league. I know people are saying that Liverpool don't deserve to go on and win the league. But in my opinion, it's bullshit. Like Liverpool deserve to go and win the. We do deserve to win the league title. But of course, the job's not done yet. And again, I think that today, in my opinion, it was a little bit of that as well. I think the players, their heads are on the beach. Really, of course, the Arsenal draw. On Saturday, of course, probably caused a lot of like relaxed minds in the Liverpool camp, really. And for me, I don't think that should be the case. Look, there's still 4 games needed to be won mathematically for Liverpool to win the league title, and that for me now on Sunday next week needs to be rectified with a really good proper performance. And I'm hoping now that even on the slot, again, like I said, the last 15 minutes I thought was really good. And look, it was too little too late, really, wasn't it, towards the end of the game? But it's that sense of, again, that Liverpool need to come back with a performance against West Ham. And again, it's not going to be easy. West Ham are a very good team. And look, you look at the games now. We've got West Ham coming up. We've got Leicester. You got Tottenham, and then you really got a tough patch. Then you've got I think we've got Arsenal, Chelsea, Palace as well in that time as well. So again, we need to get the points racked up to wrap this league title up anyway. But pick up Barry as well, saying defending today was shocking. Slot not ruthless enough anymore. Takes too long to make changes now. Should have made them at half time. What has happened to Mo? Well, obviously Mo, not a great performance, clearly. I think if you look at his stats, you look at I think just shots on target. Mo Salah, Fulham is the only team that he's not had a shot on target against, which of course is both home and away now, which isn't great. And of course the form lately hasn't been great. But I would also say the service again to him wasn't so great. But again, that's one side of the argument. The other side of it, of course, Mo had opportunities to score today. Look at I think was it deep in the second half where Luis Diaz, got a really good ball across, and Mo just fires it across the bar. And you look at it and go, if he finishes that, then look, Liverpool are back in the game, and then Liverpool have a possibility then to win the game. Really, and look, I think people just automatically go, oh, well, Mo's not really performed the last 4 games. Then, like, he's having a terrible season. Like, Mo Salah needs, one more goal or assist to have the all-time record or to be equal with all-time records for goals and assists in league seasons. And again, look, his projected ones already with so many games to go is unbelievable. And I think, Mo will be fine. Conor Bradley back next week. I think, again, Mo will be back to his best. But I do think, look, the last couple of games have been poor. But I think there is question marks around other people with the squad as well, and in terms of rotation, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's so many other ones where you look at them and go, oh, Liverpool, should be bringing these people in. Like, you look at the substitutions. Harvey, I think deserves more of an opportunity. Chiesa, him getting a shout more as well, and there's other players within the squad as well that do deserve chances, and are currently not getting them. which is a bit of a shame as well. But you can't bottle the league would be the most embarrassing bottle job ever. I would agree with that 100%. European push next season for us now. Well, maybe. Apparently, this league was easy though. It's not easy at all, is it? Let's be honest. As if Arsenal didn't bottle beating us yesterday. The Clowns, they're absolutely awful. They'd be the worst team to win the league the way they play. Yeah, 100% agree. I think it's something where it's this entitlement, really. Like, and that's the thing that really annoys me with Arsenal fans. Certainly this season has been like, look, 2 seasons ago when we wasn't in the title picture, and it was City and Arsenal. I very much wanted Arsenal to win the league because, again, the way they were playing, the style of play, and of course, again, a different team to beat Manchester City. But even if Liverpool wasn't in this title race, I wouldn't want that to happen. No, I absolutely wouldn't want them to win the league because it's this sense of entitlement from their fans. Like, again, they don't want to give Liverpool credit because Liverpool have walked to this league title, and that's not our fault, by the way. That's other teams not performing. Man City have dropped off. Watching that Manchester derby today was laughable. Really, poor lack of quality in it. And for Liverpool, we've took advantage. We've done what Arsenal should have done this season. And that's a Liverpool side who have a brand new manager at their football club, a young manager as well. I would add that, who has walked into the Premier League and took it by storm. And yes, I know, of course, Liverpool have Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent, Salah. Of course they do. But it's a completely different way of playing, even though it's still, stylistically, it's very similar. But we're playing a different way to what we was last season. And we are. There's an easy way around that. Of course, there's similarities to it, but Liverpool are playing a different way. And Arsenal have still played the same way over the last 5 years under Arteta. And of course, it's changed because they've brought better players in. But the style of play and the free-flowing football that we knew 2 years ago at Arsenal, we've gone backwards from that. As Raya said, but then, the way they play so set-piece minded. And they do. And this is the thing that with Arsenal fans, it absolutely infuriates me. Like, again, I don't like Manchester City. I don't like Manchester United. But I despise Manchester United. But with Manchester City, I can appreciate the way they play football. I can appreciate the team that we faced for years and years and years, going, Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, the battle there. And again, I have my own opinions of Man City off the pitch, but on the pitch, they've been an excellent team. They've been a phenomenal team over the years. And you can admire that and you can respect that. With Arsenal, you can't do that because they've not done anything. They've not done anything in the last, 20 years. They've not won the league title in 20 years. And this whole propaganda of, we deserve to win the league. Whereby you've challenged for the last 2 years or 3 years, maybe. So what? Liverpool been challenging for the last 7, 8. And look, we should have won more league titles and we didn't. And I just think it's hilarious. Arsenal fans will go, we deserve to win the league because, and we've been robbed of the league because, David Coote and Liverpool or PGMOL and Liverpool. Shut up, man. Genuinely shut up. But yeah, I think it's hilarious, to be fair. But Hawklaw says, hi. Talking about Arsenal fans, they are probably the most toxic fans, whereas United are the most deluded. Swap that. I think it's the other way around, personally. But look, that's just my opinion. Overlapping intensity. Conor Bradley was outstanding when he came on. Yeah, and of course he's one of the shining lights of today. Is the fact that Conor Bradley's back. We don't have to play, Konza right back or Curtis Jones a right back. Thank God. And of course now hopefully just keeping Conor Bradley fit will be the main aim from now until the end of the season. I think in a lot of people's minds as well. Anyway, but of course, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Of course, get your opinions in, get your thoughts in. Anyway, because look, it was a poor performance from Liverpool. It was, and we will talk about it a bit more, of course. But what else do we have? Let me go back up to Ace's comment. Mate, Harvey's shot off the crossbar would have been a cracker. It would have been It's just a shame it didn't dip a bit more. But Fulham did what I was fearful of with us taking 23 minutes at the back. Lol, they harassed us, causing our defense to play stupid blind passes. Yeah, 100%. And to be fair, they did their job perfectly, didn't they? I thought their counter press was really good today. I thought, again, just us on the ball was awful. And again, you can't just pinpoint one player in particular. It was a collective mess, and it was like literally from Kelleher to Curtis Jones to Andy Robertson, like just all of it. And the only player for me from even the whole starting 11 that deserves a little bit of credit, I thought was Maka. I thought Maka had an okay game. I did think he had a really good game. But the rest of them, you're like what are you doing? Like Van Dijk and Kanate, Jesus Christ, they got bullied at times today, and they did, and that's something that is not great, and it'll give other teams an idea of what to do against us. But yeah, it was awful, really, wasn't it? But Raisa Salah carries the other attackers all season. He has a few off games, and the others can't step to carry him. Every player has their off days. Messi, Ronaldo had off days. The others need to step up. Yeah, 100%. I would agree with you on that, right? And that's the thing. Mo Salah's had a player like one of the best seasons ever in Premier League history, and he definitely, the last couple of games has highlighted again what Liverpool need to do in the summer, and they need to address it. Because even today, like, I've loved Diogo Jota at his time at Liverpool. Obviously, loved him in the derby. But and I was having this conversation earlier with Rick, and of course, we're talking about Dom Szoboszlai. And when we're trying to counter press, Dom Szoboszlai is having to do a work for two people, in my opinion, because Diogo Jota's legs are gone, and I do mean they're gone. Like, in my opinion, Jota for me was awful again today. And again, he was decent in the derby, but today was awful again. And it's kind of been that same trend of, Arne Slot doesn't trust certain players. So again, he's playing Jota because Jota is the one that he thinks is capable enough to play in the 9. But I'm just like, give opportunities elsewhere. Like, give Chiesa a run in the 9, or or even put Gakpo in the 9 and play Lucho on the left. Like, just till the end of the season. But again, that's just my opinion. Anyway, but 2 losses only in the season. 2 losses only in the season all year in the league. 31 games and it isn't so bad, absolutely, Mac. Well spoken for Blue Nose as well. Ryan is really good, to be fair. Arsenal have gone backwards. Arteta's a fraud. True. I would agree with that. What you mean, lads? It's because of the refs. The Arsenal fans are saying, yeah. Like, if you go on Twitter, if you go on any, I think, social media platform, every single Arsenal fan are claiming the fact that Liverpool won this league title because of the refs. Like, I saw something earlier on. I can't remember what Arsenal fan it was, but like they were claiming on a video that the referee mistakes, or the collusion, in their opinions, cost Arsenal 10 points. Like, what are you talking about? Like, yous have been awful in certain games. But yeah, that's just my opinion. But Arsenal play relegation style football, just have individual quality to actual win games whilst doing it. Yeah, absolutely. Stoke FC, I call it. United still think they are top team. That's deluded, mate. True, that is true. Of course, yeah, United fans are still deluded, but I think Arsenal fans are more deluded than United fans at the minute, to be fair. But do you think Salah could play through the middle in slot setup? No, I don't. Which again, maybe I'm probably wrong with that, but I do think no. I think he's experimented, hasn't he? He's experimented with Lucho. He's experimented with even with Curtis Jones there, really, of course, against Man City and other games where we've not played with a striker. We've played with 2 10s. But no, I don't think Salah could, in my opinion. to be fair. But big up Doug as well, saying love Robbo, but we cannot start next season with him in our starting 11. Yeah, 100% agree. I know he is your boy, Doug, but that performance today was awful. It was really bad, wasn't it? And that's the thing, really. Like, and that it's a bit of frustration when it comes to him, especially because he's the experienced one in the back line. Of course, you've got Ibu and you've got Curtis Jones on that side of the pitch. But then you've got the experience of Van Dijk and Robbo on the other side, and they were poor. They were awful today. I've not seen Virgil van Dijk that bad in a while, probably. In a really in a very long time. But I don't know. It's just a very frustrating game. But yeah, I would 100% agree. Robbo is not Liverpool's number one next season for sure. It's definitely got to be a new player. Good enough to keep around the squad, though. I would say that, but in terms of being a starting left back, no, absolutely not. Luis Diaz should be starting every game for us now on. Yes and no, really. I think Lucho, even though he did have a good cameo off the bench, and he of course had a really good game in the derby, I think it's kind of like it's a difficult position, isn't it? Because you've got Gakpo there, you've got Lucho, you got Lucho there as well. I think it just depends on the game and the opponents you got. Like again, Cody had one or two opportunities to again, beat the right back. Obviously he did a few times, and he did it, and then didn't use anything with the ball, which was frustrating. He cut inside, cut outside, beat the man, and then not use the ball, and you're like, why is that? And it was a few times when you do look at it, and obviously I've got to watch this back myself. But Diogo Jota's not there, and of course that's a big problem. Obviously, the only person he's got to cross into is Mo Salah, really. And I think it's very much the case of, you saw certainly in the second half, like again, Lucho can also beat the man, but also he's a bit more skillful with the ball to bring it inside and obviously beat the defender. So I think it just depends on the opponent, really. But again, I'm not mad, whether or not if it's Gakpo or Luis Diaz. But I don't think you can start them both. I don't think you can, I don't think you can play like Lucho down the middle and Gakpo on the left. I think we've done that this season and we've looked poor when we've done it. Because plain and simply, Lucho is not a false nine. He's not a number 9. But that's what, the fact we've not had competent strikers at the club, that's the reason why, and that's a problem. Really, of course, that we need to get better on moving forward, of course. But Rice says it's on the owners that players like Robbo don't at least have a couple a capable backups. You should have signed a young left back a few years ago to take over Robbo. And about now, yeah, his name's Kostas Tsimikas. He's absolutely gobshite. But no, I would agree with it 100%. Right, I think look, Liverpool have promising left backs at the club, don't they? Like let's be honest. We, again, Owen Beck on loan looks to be quite decent. Whether or not Liverpool are gonna bring him back for next season, I know Blackburn, I think he's out for the season now with a hamstring problem. But it's clear Liverpool needs adjusting there. It's not only like we talk about priorities and what Liverpool need, and I think again this game screams and highlights what Liverpool need. Really, we need a more physical team. I think in some stages, because again today, we didn't play well, and we didn't for big periods of the game, but we lacked physicality, and I think as well, and this is just my personal opinion, we need a backup for Gravenberch badly, because I think the last couple of games has been a highlight of overplaying him, and I do believe that. I think we've truly seen Gravenberch now, like not necessarily run out of energy or run out the tank, for example. I just feel like that, like you need that more physical midfielder. We need someone who, again, technically is very good, and technically like Ryan Gravenberch, who can again distribute the ball well, and of course is good in the half turn and good in this, in collecting space. But we also need somebody who's technical there as well and physical. I.e. Angelo Stella. But no, I do think Liverpool They need that type of player because it's clear we don't, or Arne Slot doesn't trust Wataru Endo to be that guy. Of course, Wataru Endo can offer you that physicality, but can't offer you that same ability on the ball, which again, we need to address. And that's something when you look at it and you actually break Liverpool's squad down. We need obviously addressing in the summer for sure, but again, just purely on this game, we need a more physical team really, because in certain elements, of course, we struggled. Like this game, the Newcastle game, when it got really physical as well, our team is not really great for that. To be fair, that's something to improve on for next season for sure, as well. But I think Robbo started well. One mistake and it turned to crap. Canate was bad all game as well. Yeah, I thought the main ones I thought that were poor. I thought Robbo was poor. Ibu, Van Dijk, I thought were poor. And yeah, God, give me Alisson in goal as well, by the way. I think Kelleher has done a really good job for Liverpool when called upon. But I think there were certain times in the derby as well where I looked at it and was like, I think it's the ball over the top where if it's Alisson, he takes in his stride and he collects it up, and Kelleher just kicks it for that. And you're like, what are you doing? You just collect it there as well. And look, obviously, hopefully Ali's going to be okay for West Ham next week because, of course, the concussion test, I think everybody thought he would have been in the starting 11 today. And yeah, he didn't make it again, which is a bit of a concern, really. But of course, looking at the future, you look at Mamardashvili this weekend. Obviously having a really, really good game against Real Madrid, which of course is a good step for the future. But Jack says need two new left backs. Costas isn't any better, and that's where the problem is. No proper competition. Yeah, absolutely. As well, but big up Ian as well saying. Antics of our own downfall, far too sloppy and didn't look after the ball well enough, particularly first half. And yet again, first half performance was nowhere near good enough. 3 defeats from the last 4. Yeah, and that's not good enough, to be fair. Beck and Kirkes would be decent. It would, to be fair, for sure. Don't see us winning it now, Con. Really? DH? I think we'll win it. Again, if we were to win West Ham, Leicester, and Spurs, Liverpool need a point from their last games of the season. That we're not going to capitulate that badly, surely. Touch wood. Anyway, but no, I think we'll win it. And Slot will be sacked at the end of next season. No. I think that's an overreaction, to be fair. Sorry, mate, but yeah, I think that's a bit of an overreaction. Grav played all across the back line today. Again, just goes to show how good he has been this year. Huge summer window needed. Dom to produce more today. Need rotation in the middle with no drop off. Harvey, that's the cover. You've got it there. Harvey Elliott, but unfortunately, Arne Slot does not trust Harvey Elliott. Why? Who knows? But I wouldn't sell him. And again, I put it on my list, didn't I? On Twitter. For me, I don't get the Harvey Elliott sale. I don't personally, but again, that's just me personally. I don't really see why we would get rid of him. But I think just purely on the game though, again, him coming on, Lucho coming on, I thought them two really did help Liverpool attack a bit better. Conor Bradley as well. I thought him being reintroduced into the team, great, really, of course. But that is the problem. We need to keep him fit from now until the end of the season. How do you do that? I personally wouldn't even be against Dom playing right back, really, because it offers you that someone who can overlap and underlap, who maybe, again, even when Conor Bradley came on, he was doing those situations. Curtis Jones wasn't necessarily doing it. Of course, he was pushing up higher, and it didn't work, and it didn't. I think the way Curtis Jones was playing at right back, and again, that's not necessarily down to him, the player, It's more the system. But that works if a team is like playing the way Everton was on Wednesday. You know, a team that's going low block and is not really doing anything attacking wise, apart from like obviously the ball over the top and countering. But again, today it just didn't work, and that again for me needs to it needs to be better, really, in my opinion. But look, I'm just saying. What else we got? DH says he rode Salah's coattails this season, like Brendan in 13-14 did with Suarez. Looked awful today, and his final substitution killed us. We looked like getting an equaliser till he brought Chiesa on. I thought he should have brought someone earlier, to be fair. But yeah, go in. What did we end up going in the end? It was like 3-2-5. We ended up going in the end. Yeah, it just wasn't great, to be fair. But that's something that Slot probably needs to work on. I would agree with it with that. I think Slot needs to, like we did it against Newcastle. All right, we got a goal, and maybe that was his thought process. But I feel like we should have just done like for like. Like again, I thought Chiesa should have been on earlier. Like again, give him more of an opportunity. Like, and that's the annoying part about it, where like Chiesa comes on, performs well against Newcastle, of course, you know, in a game where we're trying to obviously try and get back into the game. And from then, Arne Slot's just gone, no, you're not going to play. You know, we've had 2 games now, and he's thinking, nah, we're not going to play. But yeah. Next Sunday, Allison, Costas, Bradley, Endo, Elliott, and Diaz must start. I would agree with the majority of them. Yeah, from Watcon. If I said that, lads, I'd be getting it off. You will. No, you wouldn't. Yes, you will. But no, I would play Dom at right back. I've said that for the last 2 weeks. You know, somebody who, and this is just me using it as an example. But look at what Madrid did like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. They played Valverde right back, and it made them better off of it. Like again, I would do that with Dom. Like for now, like Liverpool have got capable midfielders the way you could have a midfield of Grav, Maka, and Harvey, and then put Dom at right back for now, of course, and obviously do, you know, the work rate up and down both flanks. You could do that. But again, we've decided to put Curtis Jones there. And again, the way Arne Slot said it, he's been thinking about it for a while. So, look, that's just my opinion anyway. But nothing against Chiesa, by the way. But we lost all shape. Yeah, I would agree. 100%, I would agree. Nunez is so bad. He camps on the wing near Diaz, like getting the boxy donkey. Yeah, it's not great, is it? But DH says, I remember playing FIFA back in the day and playing as Argentina with Messi, Aguero, Tevez, Higuain, and Di Maria, all playing thinking it would be good, and it was crap. Yeah, not great, is it? Cyberzone, a big up, hopefully doing well, saying, I'm sick and tired of Slot doing the same lineup week in, week out. Insane obsession with Jota. Yeah, I would agree to some extent. I think the only problem is, though, and this is the thing where, you know, you'll have different conversations with other people. And for me, you look at it and go, it's clear he doesn't trust certain people, you know, and he doesn't. But I think what would be a concern is if in the summer now we have this, you know, rebuild, or we have this, you know, next stage of Liverpool, of course, under Arne Slot, and we bring in players that he wants, you know, and would clearly want, and then we don't end up using them as much as what we think we're going to use them. Like, and this is where we talk about rotation, and I've got it, you know, in terms of one of the slides on here where we're talking about rotation and how Liverpool need to rotate. And for me, Liverpool do need to rotate more. You look at Harvey Elliott, you look at how much of an impact he's had over the last probably 2 years at Liverpool, coming off the bench and obviously causing Liverpool to either get a goal or an assist. And that needs to happen a lot more, and we need to be given these opportunities elsewhere, like we talk about, Cody and Lucho have got the left-hand side, but you look at that number 9 position, and for me, no player has locked down that position all year round. No one has. And why not? Why not play Federico Chiesa in that 9? We've seen him play there for Juve. We've seen him play there for Italy as well. Like, he can play the role, so why not give him the opportunity? And that's a little bit annoying, really, when you do look at Arne Slot, of course. And I took a look back earlier on, and it was similar to Vinod. He didn't change what he preferred, and of course, every manager does that. Jurgen Klopp did it at Liverpool. Even Pep, at a certain degree. But even looking at Pep would change, players in and out every game nearly. And that's something where we have said in the past that maybe we needed to start doing, because again, it's a process of unpredictability, but also look at their squad and look at the quality they've got in that squad. And that's what you kind of want from a Liverpool team, really, where again, the quality level is so good that you can't name the starting 11 week in, week out. Like, we've been able to do that pretty much throughout the season. And even when players have been missing, we kind of know the players that are going to come in and replace them. And we've not really had an unpredictable lineup this season, at least to my acknowledgement anyway. We've not had a game where we've gone, maybe we might have a few surprises. I think the only game, to be fair, for that was maybe one of the FA Cup games, because again, we knew we were going to rotate in key areas as well. So like, that's something I think for next season we need to do a bit more as well. But Ricky Ladd, tell him as well. Ricky will probably tell me anyway. But big up Andrew as well, saying Dom at right back, more like Darwin at right back. Jesus Christ. Andrew, right back is in the changing room. Oh, Jesus Christ. Gravenberch at centre back reminds me of Fabinho in the 2021 season. He was unreal. He was, to be fair, when we had to play him there. Big up Jack as well. We need Bradley there now. No messing. He was brilliant today and led the charge. Yeah, absolutely. Why have you changed accounts? Get me Harry Kane. Don't care what anyone says. He would win us the league title. We're already winning the league title without him. No. We said this on a show, like, what was it, 2 weeks ago? No, it's a no for me anyway. And plus, you're not getting him now. It's already been confirmed he's going to stay in Germany. So, there's no hope for that anyway. Give me Hugo Ekitike. We're fine with that anyway. But of course, it is obviously 26 beaten run is gone as well. Of course, disappointing in that side of things as well, that we couldn't keep the unbeaten run going. But to be fair, and this is something as well with what we was talking about earlier on in terms of Liverpool deserving to win the league, no other team's done that this season. Not even Arsenal. Like, Arsenal haven't gone 20 plus or 25 plus games unbeaten this season. I don't think they have gone 20 games unbeaten in the league anyway. So you look at it and go, like, for me, like, Liverpool deserve it. But of course, we got to still do the work and do do the job, really. Because look, we could easily capitulate, and we could, but it's highly unlikely. But still, while there is still a likelihood that it could happen, again, I want us to get the points done as well. Because I think even Liverpool, I think after today, the percentage of us still winning the league is like 99.09, I think it was. So, who knows? Jacko, we are winning it already. Slot looks older already. Give him another 2-3 years, and yeah, he will look old for a while. I think he'll be 40 then. I think he will be Slot. So like, we'll have to, of course, wait and see. But look, last words from me anyway. Like, it is disappointing that we didn't get the win, and it is disappointing we lost and obviously dropped points. But on an overall point of view, not much lost. I know obviously we've gone from 11 points lead. Of course, we could have gone 14 points clear. It is now 10 points that we are ahead. But I look at it and go, look, the only thing I care about is us. And if we can get 3 wins now on the bounce, and Liverpool getting to a point to the Premier League, that is what I will care about mainly. But of course, it's going to be tough. West Ham coming up, it's going to be a tough game. And it is going to be. You look at yesterday, of course, they drew against Bournemouth, who I know, of course, have dropped off a little bit, but still they've been competing for Champions League football, European football over the last couple of weeks as well. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. But look, I think obviously learn from these mistakes, learn from, of course, the horror show really that was today's game, but still, come back better next week, and of course learn from it, because any type of performance good performance next week is better than what it was this week anyway. But Slot is 46, nearly as old as Ricky. Is he 46 really? I thought he was younger than that, to be fair. But look, that's a bit he will look about 96 when or 95 by the time he ends his time at Liverpool anyway. But look, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your days anyway. Big up Hero as well, saying evening, missed the show, damn, as well. Go back, of course, obviously check the show out anyway. But no, look, it tomorrow we might do a Premier League show tomorrow, because again the problem is now we've got week gaps now. Connor's nearly 40 anyway, getting I'm not 40. I'm half the age of 40. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm just over half the age. I had to check my age then, to be fair. But no, I'm definitely not 40. I feel 40, and I probably act 40, but no, I'm very much young still, hopefully. But no, look, tomorrow we will probably do a Premier League show tomorrow. Something I've been thinking about for a while, because of course now we've got gaps. Now, of course, we've got we've got week gaps now to obviously do content and so on as well. Of course, we'll have like next week we'll have opposition preview. Of course, didn't have chance to have any this week, but next week we will have for sure. Obviously big content coming up. We'll do Premier League show tomorrow. I think we'll end up doing other bits and pieces as well as new shows and as well that'll be coming up. And of course we might even do more videos about obviously this game, talking about it anyway. But what do you think of the leaked kits for next season, by the way? Very nice. The third kit, especially with the old badge. Oof, very nice. The away kit annoys me a little bit though, because they've done the crest, but then they've added the liver birds. Like, it's not the old crest, which, like, just put the badge on there. Like, put the Liverpool badge on there. But yeah, that's my opinion. Got the home and third shirt. Oh, you've already got them. Very interesting. But of course, I will be definitely buying a few, of course, with Liverpool back at Adidas as well. So hopefully, good things. Anyway, but look. Like I said, if you are new around here, of course, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, because look, we'll have content coming out throughout the week as well. If you are new around here, of course, then do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are, I believe, 60 subscribers away from 2K. So, of course, that's obviously the goal for the end of the season. So hopefully, of course, we'll get there. Of course, Everton use their badge. Why can't we? Because we just don't do it, unfortunately. Anyway, but look, hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekends anyway. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode on the channel anyway. But I've been Connor from the Cock Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.